Shalom, Makim. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. The honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the earth, and also the brothers that teach us word and sincerity. This is the brother Iwalamia from GMS Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson to basically talk about, I'm going to just basically entitle the lesson, Esaus' attempt at transhumanism. Because I have this article, as you see right here, how, they basically did the first, surgery on an animal to basically implant into a human body. In this case being a pig kidney. Because you have to understand that Esaus' attempt at the New World Order also, not only the MOTB, but what? His goal at transhumanism. Get rid of terms like male and female, different things like that. He's trying to get rid of gender neutral roles, like male and female, like I mentioned before. That's why you have a whole lot of, transformers walking around, the planet Earth today, because Esau Edom is trying to make this the new norm. So it says this from NewYorkTimes.com. It says in a first surgeons attached a pig kidney to a human, and it worked. A kidney grown in a genetically altered pig functions. Normally, scientists reported the procedure may open the door to a renewable source of desperately needed organs. And if you understand anything about the law said what? Don't touch any unclean thing. And we know that the pig is one of the most disgusting animals on the face of this earth, because what we know, the pig is tend to what, clean up garbage that's on the face of this earth. And what going into the law, Yahweh Shah established the law. Basically, you're not supposed to touch any unclean thing. Not only eat it but touch it. What does Esau Edom do? The basis of man. He attempted a surgery, which was, as they say, was a success inside of a human body. That's why they call this man the devil that the Bible speaks of. It says surgeons in New York has successfully attached a kidney grown in a genetically altered pig to a human patient and found that the organ worked normally. A scientific breakthrough that one day may yield a vast new supply of organs for severely ill patients. And that's why, the brothers, call Esau Edom a mad scientist, and it's true. If you've seen different movies like I believe the movie is called Splice, if I'm not mistaken, where it basically goes into detail what Esau Edom does in these labs, by making alien type creatures, basically transforming humans into monstrosities. Esau Edom is the vilest man on the face of this earth. It says researchers has long sought to grow organs in pigs that are suitable for transplantation in humans. Technologies like cloning and genetic engineering have brought that vision closer to reality in recent years, but testing these experimental organs in humans has presented daunting ethical questions. Right, that's why Esau Edom is going to get taken out of power and ultimately be destroyed, because what, he does things like this. But with that being said, I'm going to jump into a precept. This is the book of Daniel 7:25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. Right, that's one of the things he's doing. He's changing times and laws. But I want to focus on the part where it says laws. You know what? He doesn't follow the laws of the land that Yahweh Shah, gave forth, which is the law, statutes, and commandments to teach you how to govern the world and govern people. But what does this devil do? It's as the scripture talks about, you're not supposed to touch any unclean thing, which I'm gonna jump into, the law in a second. But what does Esau Edom do? He said it's okay to eat pork, it's okay to touch any unclean thing. You're not even supposed to touch a dead body, But what? Living in a society, which is America, which is Babylon the Great, they teach you otherwise, Let alone what? Them, planting a pig kidney inside of a human. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of times. Right, this is who we have in power right now. And if Esau Edom was to rule another 20 to 30 years, it will be no life remaining. The lines will be blurred, and the lines are already blurred right now because you have a lot of these transformers walking around. And like I said at the start of the lesson, this is Esau Edom's attempt at transhumanism. Getting rid of terms like male and female. You can see it in different genres today. Like I said, the movie Splice, And a lot of certain video games. You know, you play certain video games. A game called Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know if brothers familiar with that video game, but it shows you in the distant future what this devil is trying to do. You know, creating man with technology, man with animals. You know. And let's get into the law. This is the book of Leviticus 11:7. And the swine, right? The swine is a representation of the pig. And the swine, though he divideth the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Right? Because what? A pig eats anything that's on the face of this earth. Shit, trash. Because it was a video that was basically out there. They basically show you what, these pigs eat and what, is inside their bodies when they're, chopped down to things like bacon, different hams or different things like that. And now put yourself in this situation. You putting a pig kidney inside of a human, just to say what's going to happen to that person eventually, because what? Having a pig kidney inside of a human body, and that just spells disaster. He is unclean to you, right? The pig is unclean. Leviticus 11:8. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. Right, what I was saying before, you should not, not only should you eat a clean thing, you're not supposed to touch it. And Esau, supposedly, made a breakthrough success of having a pig kidney, transferred into a human body, And this is what this devil tends to do to the whole planet Earth. Not only through the MOTB, but what? Making transhumanism, about making another, another race, might I add, getting rid of male and female, because you already have the term transgender, Like I said before, if this man rules another 20 or 30 years, this place will totally be destroyed. This place is already destroyed, but this place will totally be destroyed. Earth will be unrecognizable. Let's continue with the article. Surgeons in New York have successfully, surgeons in New York City have successfully attached a kidney grown in a genetically altered pig to a human patient and found that the organ worked normally, a scientific breakthrough that one day may yield a vast new supply of organs for severely ill patients. Researchers have long sought to grow organs in pigs that are suitable for transplantation into humans. Wicked, man. Technologies like cloning and genetic engineering have brought the vision closer to reality in recent years, but testing these experimental organs in humans has presented daunting ethical questions. Right, like I said before in the beginning of the lesson, that Esau Edom is the basis of man. Who would think of some disturbing shit like this other than the basis of man, who is ruling over the society right now, pertaining to Job 9-24? So surgeons at the NYU Langone Health took an astonishing step. With the family's consent, they attached the pig's kidney to a brain-dead patient who was sustained on a ventilator, and then followed the body's response while taking measures of the kidney's function. It is the first operation of its kind. Like I said, before, if this man ruled another 20 or 30 years, we are, we as a people are through. That's why the Bible talks about, for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, because we're reaching the end, we're reaching the climax, of this wicked society, But if you want to read the rest of the articles from NewYorkTimes.com, it was a fairly swift article, but I want to get one more precept before I close out. This is the book of Leviticus 5:2. Or if a soul touch any unclean thing, whether it be a carcass of an unclean beast, right, a pig, like I mentioned before, right, we're not supposed to touch anything unclean. What did Esau Edom do? He touched the unclean animal and put an unclean animal's part inside a human's body, or in carcass of an unclean cattle, or the carcass of an unclean creeping things, and if it be hidden from him, he also shall be unclean and guilty. Right, Esau Edom as a whole is an unclean nation anyways, because they do anything that transgresses the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, and they're ultimately going to be destroyed, at the end of their 1,000-year captivity, which speaks of it in the Bible, So Lord, I hope this is edifying to the elect. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah Ba'Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone who taught me this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the earth. and also the brothers that teach the word of sincerity. Lord one, I hope this is edifying. The Lord one, I'll come back with another lesson soon. Shalom.